Your hair still has nerves. Hair doesn't have nerves, which is why haircuts don't hurt. Metric system didn't get you to the moon though, did it? Well, Apollo source code has been released, and guess what? It's meters. Pretty sure humans are not animals. What else would we be? I don't know, maybe humans. Apparently a mineral or a vegetable, duh. How to build a cat in Minecraft. They do know that a cat doesn't have a bone in its tail, right? It absolutely does. I want this man's confidence. This is bad English. Them in that sentence implies there is more than one person. You can refer to a singular person as they/them. That's basic grammar. He/she or their name. Knife homicides per capita. US 4.9, UK 3.2. Well, maybe because the population is 4.9 times the size of the UK. The US and the UK have the same amount of people per million people. Wildlife biologist here. The people are way too close. A black bear with cubs can be very aggressive, and what she will/won't tolerate isn't always clear. If she hurts someone, the state will euthanize her, and her cubs will either starve or, if caught, spend their lives in cages. You do realize a black bear will mostly just charge, right? Very rarely will they ever attack. As for the people, the bear clearly understood that they weren't a threat to them. Literally mansplaining to a wildlife biologist about wildlife. But sir, you used the whole bag of flour. Flour? No bro, it's flour. How? Is it a flower? Quicker doesn't refer to speed. The word you're looking for is faster. Quicker synonyms: faster, spreer, nimbler, readier, speedier. Not sure what you're trying to prove here. You're showing me symptoms, not definitions. It's like 1 mile equals 1.5 kilometers. Not that accurate. Maybe 1 mile 1.6 km? Bro, a mile is a longer distance than a kilometer. Just a reminder that a volcano in Greece has put more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere in 24 hours than humans have in our entire existence. Not even slightly true. Actually it is. Did the math myself. Double checked. Thanks though. Today's been equally helpful for everyone to make sure that you and people like you are not on their lists. 0.003. Was that the score on your math test? If my math test had 300 million questions and I only got 1 million right, then yes. Thanks for overconfidently repeating the same mistake again, proving my point. Finally got a script for ADHD meds, and holy, is this what it's like to be able to think straight? What? You can gain the same effects by abstaining from processed foods. Wrong. Women shouldn't be allowed an opinion on sporting matters. You're an idiot. How much do you think a person should be ideally saving out of a monthly paycheck? And I have to take a class to learn how to spell right. It's paycheck. A paycheck, also spelled paycheck, paycheck or paycheck. ADHD is a part of the autism spectrum, so if you have ADHD, you're technically autistic. Girl, no it's not. It's 100% Nintendo's fault, using something not related to try and justify their greed. Trump just added 46% tariffs to the country they are made on. Go learn how tariffs actually work, then come back. Elon is from South Africa. That is a continent, not a country. That's like saying you're from East Africa. What? What did I just say? That's like saying you're from East Canada. It's not a bear. But pandas are part of the bear family. Oh no, they are not. Pandas are part of the panda family. Pandas are their own species, not related to bears at all. Dogs are closer related to bears. This guy's trolling. They don't look like twins to me. My twins don't look alike either. Not all twins are identical. That's kind of the whole point of twins. Otherwise, it's just your sibling. Crybabies, it's summertime. It's normal people. Temperatures are running 15 to 20 degrees above season normal. In other words, this isn't normal. You can just drink Diet Coke instead of water. I've drank 6 to 8 cans a day for 15 years, no problem. Thinking aspartame is bad for you. It's just pseudoscience cope. I mean, yeah, you can. I can drink 6 to 8 bottles of bleach. Doesn't mean it's good for me though. I want to quote some lines from a movie. How do I cite them? Not to be picky, but it's sight. Sight is what your eyes have. No. Georgia isn't even in Europe. It's in America. Well, we're definitely in Europe and hopefully soon in EU. But I'd not mind if we were in the USA. Both works for me. No, Georgia is USA. So Chess tweeted this as a joke, accepting new name ideas for this piece. This guy commented, rename the bishop and watch people leave your already dying board game. Women lose their autism after pregnancy, so take off your rose glasses. How does that work? Hormones change and the brain changes also. What? You changed. Bro, you broke my heart. Broked. Past tense. How's that X chromosome feel? All humans have at least one? Women don't, moron. Go talk to an American in real life. You're going to look really stupid when you realize we're not as dumb as you think. No, it's you're associated with the people I'm addressing. Girls can't be colorblind, but they can. No. Wow, you're so smart. Got your degree from Wikipedia? Girls can be colorblind. It's not as common, but it's It's not impossible. No, they can't. Timing? You mean timing? Who's your favorite North American hip-hop artist? J. Cole, Jay-Z, Drake? Other, tag them. North American? Drake is from Canada. It's up north, but not America. Damn, why didn't I think of that? You should have. Maybe taking you out of private education wasn't the best idea. All I see is an infinite XP glitch. And it's actually a not an. Get it correct? It is an, bro. Did you pass 4th grade? You get it correct. It's an, not a. Wilted rose. I don't know what stresses me out more. The fact that 26% somehow got 13, or the fact that the correct answer isn't even an option. It's 10. It's not. It should be 16. We read left to right and it makes no sense to make math this stupidly frustrating. 2 plus 2, 4. 4 times 4, 16. Don't forget your Adam's apple, ma'am. Can't change your DNA. Everyone has an Adam's apple. You need to go back to anatomy class. Prehistoric Spanish Stonehenge re-emerges from a reservoir amid drought conditions. It's a reservoir. When a child first sets foot in school, he is presented with a globe, books on dinosaurs, stories of the moon landing, photos of the Titanic. The brainwashing starts early. Revolution. America literally defeated you in the Revolutionary War. Delete this. If you can't see it, you're lost. You're lost? Please attempt better grammar. But what you guys put out there isn't quite animation. They're just cartoons. Who's gonna tell this guy that cartoons can be animated? Let me tell you something, Junior. When I say animation, I'm referring to the quality of the overall content. In other words, Minions and stuff like that is just cartoons. Miyazaki is animation. Yes, because even if we disregard non-human cells in the body like bacteria, most human cells by number are mature red blood cells, which do not have a nucleus and therefore no DNA. You think red blood cells are actually cells? Yeah. Are you suggesting that they are not? They aren't by definition. They don't have organelles and a nucleus, and they don't divide. It's literally just an oxygen transport. If someone puts down a +4 card, you must draw 4 and your turn is skipped. You can't put down a +2 to make the next person draw 6. We know you've tried it. What about a +4 on a +4? No. You don't know how to play the game right. They actually don't. Only eat recommended serving sizes for a day. Dude, you're using the wrong measuring cups. You're using the wrong UR in your comment. So are you. Learned. How can you be a professional writer and not spell check? Learned is a real word. Both are the past tense of learn. No, it is not. Get yourself a damn dictionary and stop making stuff up. The higher the FPS, the smoother it is. Why wouldn't you want that? What's with Fortnite guys and everything being smooth? 24 FPS adds intensity to a clip. That's why the moves are edited in 24 frames per second. Plus, some people like the look. Yeah, but movies are hours long, so they don't have enough time to do 60 frames every second. And it doesn't add intensity, it just makes it choppy for no reason. Bro, you do realize that is not the reason why they don't make movies in 60 FPS. Yes, it is, because if the movie is 2 hours long and you change it from 24 to 60 FPS, it will be 2.5 times longer, and people won't want to watch a 5-hour movie. This is not a funny picture. So tired of people bashing our president. Hey, not bashing Trump. It's a picture of the guy from Tiger King on Netflix. The country of Georgia? Do you really expect us to take our information from someone who doesn't know the difference between a state and a country? The country of Georgia, a country in Europe, existed before the American state of Georgia. Look it up. Even if there is a country called Georgia. I doubt it's older than the US. If a man has evolved from monkeys, maybe say 5,000 to 10,000 years ago, then why are monkeys still there on Earth? Darwin theory was a total time pass. I love Twitter. If we didn't have Twitter, we wouldn't get tweets like this. Crashing a satellite into an asteroid moon is one thing, because it will affect it. But if we did the more sensible thing and launched a nuke at it, that would definitely either move it or destroy it. Sorry, that affects company profits. Effects? Nope. Effect is most commonly used as a noun meaning a result or consequence. Good try though. All I have ever wanted from a yogurt is to know who the cows are. Notice how they named all the cows traditionally girls' names? There is a deep connection between misogyny and consuming animals. I feel like yogurt from a bull wouldn't taste quite right. Riot to the voice of the unheard. Martin Luther King would not agree. All they do is cause a situation worse. That's a quote directly from him. Bro, get a life. You're 23. You are? Trust me, I'm an English major. How is $5 a day ridiculous? That's roughly $20 per month for 2 meals a day. Sounds like a bargain to me. It took Skyrim players nearly 15 years to discover the ingenious loot hack that completely... Skyrim just turned 13, you uncultured swines. 14? It's 2025, bro. Skyrim came out 11/11/11. If you're gonna insult people people. At least come correct. My helmet only works if 75% of bicycles wear them. Wrong analogy. Try this one instead. Not driving while drunk works best if others also don't drive while drunk. We are just an advanced breed of monkeys on a minor planet of a very average star. But we can understand the universe. That makes us very special. That's the saddest part about believing in the theory of evolution. You believe we're nothing more than monkeys. So sad. You can't be Spanish. No one is. I'm not Spanish, honey. No one is. First of all, Spanish is a language, not a nationality. No, you can be Spanish. You can be a Spaniard. We need to go back to throwing all heathens with these false scientific ideas in jail. Science is the scourge to facts. Science is literally the pursuit of facts. Science says the moon is made out of rock. You know any rocks that glow? Yeah, but that is irrelevant in that the moon does not glow. In the strict sense of the term, it reflects light from the sun. Wrong again! 1000. Are you dumb, bro? It says millipede, not centipede. The song is gonna be on an animated movie. Something like Hotel Transylvania. Mock my words. You mean Mark? Close. People don't understand that you don't have to be from a Latin American country to be Latino. For example, I am Irish American, but I identify as a Latina because I love really hard. If you got me, that's not how it works. It's an attitude more than anything. The UK and Ireland are not part of North Europe. Yes, they are. Me and my twin in the 80s. My twin and I is the correct way to state that. Correction. Counting votes after election day is a radical idea, never done before. It's literally been done in almost every single election. I don't know about California, but normally dry ice bombs are illegal to make. It's liquid nitrogen, but yeah, it's still illegal in California. And what do you think dry ice is made from? Dry ice is made of carbon dioxide, CO2, you idiot. If wireless PCs existed, we could literally take them anywhere and use them to be even more productive than having to plug it into a socket all the time. You mean a laptop? I think I said PCs very clearly. Thank God streetcars are mostly abandoned. Cars times 10 improvement over streetcars. More freedom and autonomy. To be honest, freedom and autonomy aren't words that come to mind when I'm stuck in a traffic jam. Nobody forces you to be stuck in a traffic jam. You can almost move to anywhere if you've got a car. Try that with a streetcar. Try driving where you want in New York City sometime. Or London. You'll be stuck in traffic. I remember over this New Year's, I stupidly decided to get a taxi home and it took hours. I should have just got the train. It was a horrible idea. I thought it would have been quicker. My friend, look at this nice picture of Wales. Me. Actually, those are sheep. Thinking of the time 5 years ago when I had a crush on a guy who took me out to get a coffee and he said, "Coffee is a diuretic." And I nodded and he was like, "You know what diuretic means, right?" I confidently replied, "Yeah, it means it gives you diarrhea." Okay, what is the significance of this? I don't even know what this means. I'm looking it up right now. Actually, I don't even want to know because I'm never going to use this word. Actually, knowledge is power and I want to be powerful. Wait, hold on. Diuretic. It's just a substance that increases your production to piss. Hello, gorgeous, gorgies, googies, gorgeous, gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Cucumber and cream cheese is nice if you're a vegan. Is cheese not a no-no for vegans? I said cream cheese, not cheese. Every book which was a book. Consider shortening this phrase. The ADHD iceberg. What people think ADHD is. Troubled focusing. Fidgeting. What ADHD actually is. Not real, poorly raised, just kind of dumb. For attention, fake illness. Excuse to abuse stimulants. Made up. 115 kilograms. 253 pounds. Pause deadlift. Body weight doesn't count. 90 kg max. Unless you seriously have it being unbalanced. Fact. If the Earth was 10 feet closer to the sun, we would all burn up. And if it was 10 feet further, we would freeze to death. That's crazy. I know. To anyone wondering, that's not true. Earth's orbit is elliptical, and the distance from the sun varies from around 147 million to 152 million kilometers on any given year. Every star has a habitable zone that is affected by the size of the star and its intensity. The sun's habitable zone is 0.95 AU to 1.37. An AU is the Earth's average distance from the sun, 93 million miles. So the Earth's orbit could decrease by 4.5 million miles, or increase by 34 million miles and still be in the habitable zone. This guy has been waiting for this moment his entire life. He waited his entire life to show that he cannot do basic math. 2686 plus 2.14 equals 29. Pi is 3.14. You're the one who can't do basic math. Looks like a mauler duck, not a bird. Ducks are birds. Nobody calls a duck a bird. Yeah, they do. And even if they didn't, it doesn't mean they aren't a bird. What exactly about a duck makes it not a bird? So you walk around calling birds ducks and ducks birds? Is that what I'm understanding? Ducks can survive in water full time. Birds can't. 1 star. Please don't list a recipe as non-dairy showing it calls for 8 eggs, with a picture showing eggs as well. Why did you say Taipei? It's called Taiwan. Taipei is the capital of Taiwan. How did you become colorblind since women are not colorblind by birth? Actually, that's a myth. Women can be born colorblind. It's just more rare for them to be red-green colorblind. Not a myth, because I have been to the doctors and have colorblind children. You definitely need to have passed English and maths, not just for university, but for any future job. Is this comment satire? I can't tell. If not, you spelled past as past in the context of your sentence. I've made a huge mistake. A couple, in fact. It is an huge mistake, even though mistake starts with an M. Also, you missed the full stop to end the sentence. There's an argument that have is unnecessary, so it would be, I made an huge mistake. But then we're getting into the weeds with tenses. On today's episode of People Correcting Other People Incorrectly. Historically Native Americans, but okay. Yeah, Vikings were here before them, so Vikings 1000 AD versus Native American ancestors 13,000 BC. So nearly right. They're not that hard to use. Learning the difference between there and there isn't that hard either. Spanish and Dutch are European. Dutch is Spanish isn't. Spain is in Europe. Wrong again, it's in South America. Oh boy, okay buddy. People are idiots. My neighbor's kid just tried to tell me that bats are mammals. Mammals don't fly. We walk and are confined to the ground. No wonder my family in Sweden thinks Americans are dumb. You guys need to educate your kids better. Bats are birds. I've been explaining this to people for almost 50 years. There's no such thing as selective breeding. If you started tens of thousands of years ago or hundreds of thousands of years ago with only wolves, then if you breed a wolf to a wolf, you will get... I think I've read this before. Me. Correct me if I'm wrong. The internet. Sir, we will correct you even if you're right. These photos are real. They were taken minutes ago in Westport. 100% aliens. Someone call NASA. Time to panic. I love you, Mom. Just call me. I'll do something. I'll talk to the aliens. Dear Plexiglass, thank you for protecting me from the cashier who just touched every single item I'll be taking home with me. The plexiglass is for them, not you. You see one cashier. The cashier sees 100 anti-mask morons. Why would anyone assume it's for you? Hey, Starbucks, instead of hiring 10,000 refugees, how about hiring 10,000 veterans? We're very committed to hiring veterans, Mark. We've set a goal to hire 10,000 by 2018, and we've already hired 8,000. Okay, Mark, I want to see you hire a bunch of veterans now. I'm not a politician, but consider myself not bad on brain cells. But what if the federal government gave every man, woman, and child $1 million and told them to stay home for a year? That's 37 million more, or less, much less than their stupid aid programs that's going to cost 100 billion. Your math is way off. That would cost the government 37 trillion. Please tell me how my math is off. There are 37 million people in Canada, give or take. If you gave each of them $1 million, it would cost the government $37 trillion, not 37 million. No, it wouldn't.